quick clip today on why we don't teach sacrifice throws at reality-based urban defense. We do have a handful of throws from judo that have a high percent success rate, and that can be used in conjunction with a strike. So with Ogoshi, once the guy goes over, it's floating hip. Once the guy goes over and he lands, our knee and shin would drop immediately with a full body weight across the lower floating ribs and the liver. We immediately jump back up again. We don't go to ground with them. Osoto Gari works quite well if you've just elbowed the guy in the face and then you immediately come in. Just little things like that that work really, really well with a strike before or after. No sacrifice throws because we don't want to be on the ground. The ground is emphatically where we don't want to be. We train the ground and we train it as best we can, but everything we do on the ground should be from the point of view of getting the person off us and getting back to our feet before they do. The guard position has been turned into this mystical, magical thing. I cannot run away from you if I'm on my back holding on to you as tightly as I can. The guard does work, and we do teach it, and we teach it because it works, but we teach it as a transition. We don't teach it as a place to get to. It's something that we will do briefly to gather our bearings, get our breath, then we sweep them, we get to our feet as quickly as we can. With a sacrifice throw, clue is somewhat in the name. In order for it to be effective, we have to sacrifice ourselves. Now, in a one-on-one fight, lots of sacrifice throws work quite well. There's plenty of footage from the Olympics and Commonwealth Games and World Games of people using stuff like Tomonagi. Tomonagi is the monkey flip from pro wrestling. I've mentioned it a few times in videos. Basically, if you don't know, you grab the collar or the lapel, maybe around the back of the head. You put your feet on the waistline or the hips. As you fall to your back, you straighten your legs and you flip the guy over you. Lots of evidence of this being used in competition, and it works quite well. However, it works quite well on a flat surface where you've got the range of motion in your clothing and in your trousers. You've got the grip with your feet, with your bare feet. You're not wearing slippery shoes. The other person is wearing clothing that allows you to take that grip. And if it all goes horribly, horribly wrong, it's a one-on-one fight, and there's a referee there to stop you getting too badly hurt. If we try a sacrifice throw in a real situation where we're trying to defend ourselves, other than the first point of being we don't want to throw ourselves on the ground, if it goes wrong and you don't get the guy completely over you, you've basically just fallen on the floor and pulled him on top of you. If you do land it, even if you land it 100% perfectly, how many friends has that guy got with him? So you throw yourself on your back, that guy's mates immediately jump in and start kicking your head in. Just because you've managed to throw the guy who was mouthing off at you, I don't believe in victory through self-destruction. So the victory is not, yeah, but I shut that guy up. Yeah, but you've had to have the side of your face surgically reconstructed and you've got no vision in that eye anymore because someone put a boot through it. Yeah, but I shut that guy up. No, that's horseshit. Victory comes from not getting into the fight to begin with. Our victory comes from getting home safely without any of this type of thing happening. Self-defense, again, this is where there's a difference between match fighting, martial arts, and self-defense. Self-defense is about avoidance if possible, escape when necessary. If our avoidance doesn't work, we need to be working on our escape immediately. By getting into a situation where we're going to be taking grip, throwing ourselves on the ground to flip the guy, we're putting ourselves in a world of danger where we don't want to be. So anything that requires us to sacrifice ourselves, even briefly, we don't teach because it's ridiculous. The other part of this, of course, is if you spend years and years and years in judo, then you'll get to a point where you can throw with Tomonagi quite quickly and quite comfortably. Same with sambo. If you're into that, sambo is quite big on that because it's very, very similar to judo. We don't have a syllabus designed for you coming to 2 or 3 sessions a week for years and years. We have a syllabus designed for the non-martial artist. That's why I put it together. 10 minutes at most to teach you the technique, then we drill it till you've got it. Nothing complicated. and nothing that should take you a lifetime to learn how to do. If I teach you how to throw a right cross, all I've got to do is teach you push off with the foot, pop the hip, upper body comes around with it. In order for me to teach you a sacrifice throw, I've first got to teach you break falling. I've then got to get you comfortable with falling on your back. I've then got to get you comfortable with having somebody above you. I've then got to get you comfortable with jumping in the air. It's ridiculous. So from the point of view of the psychology of teaching it to somebody and getting that person comfortable with throwing themselves all over the place, combined with we don't want to be on the ground, we don't want to be in a position where we're pulling the guy on top of us, especially with a sacrifice throw where the numbers is so important, because again, even if you get it 100% successful and the other guy lands and he's knocked out or he's winded, there's still a chance that his friends are going to jump in on us. So if it's a move where even if I'm 100% successful with it, I still might not get away safely, I won't have it on the syllabus. Again, I'm a big fan of judo. I think it works very, very well. It's why it's one of the 5 systems that we steal quite blatantly from. I've always been very upfront with that. Boxing, Thai boxing, judo, Greco-Roman wrestling, and Brazilian jiu-jitsu. But every one of those goes through the filter of a street situation where I'm dealing with numbers, I'm dealing with weapons, I'm dealing with the environment. So it's not that I'm saying it won't work, because I don't want people sending me videos of match fights and competition fights and the Olympics where they go, see, this guy just used it in the Olympics, if he can make it work, why can't you? Well, frankly, because I'm not Olympic athlete, I'm not Olympic caliber athlete, and I'm not teaching Olympians. I'm not teaching people who are Olympic caliber athletes. I'm teaching people who don't really like the martial arts, but they need to have something because they work in a bad environment. They work in an environment that puts them in front of bad people, or they live in a bad environment surrounded by bad people. This syllabus is for the non-martial artists. It's for the people who don't particularly want to spend a lot of time and a lot of money learning it, but they need it. So anything overly complicated, it's not on the syllabus. Any sacrifice throws that put ourselves in danger, it's not on the syllabus. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure there are world champions and Olympic champions who could make this stuff work, because as soon as they hit, they'd be back up on their feet. That's not the average person. And that's what we have to teach for. That's who we have to have in mind when we put this stuff together. So, one of my shorter clips. I hope it explains. I hope nobody's still upset or offended by my not wanting sacrifice throws. Still getting people who are upset by me not teaching the jab, because I don't think they've paid attention to the video. Some people have been quite nice. It's the people who send me the private messages that tend to be aggressive and insulting. So be it. Everything I say I can back up with evidence. Every statistic I give you, I can tell you where I've got those statistics from. That's why I'm comfortable putting this stuff on video and why I'm comfortable sharing it with everybody. So any comments or suggestions? If there's anything you'd like to see me cover in a future video, let me know. We will be doing actual physical technique clips soon. Again, any comments, suggestions, let me know. Please do like and share this video. And as always, stay vigilant.